Well, hello everybody. Welcome to a special episode of Fish and Friends. Um, I'm Danny. Gina will be joining us in a little while. Um, but this is a special episode that is just going to be all about our very special friend, uh, Myrtle. Myrtle. Sorry. The correct way to say his name is Myrtle. Myrtle Singh. Um, this, it's really the best way to do it is I'm just going to kind of have just a whole open panel where anybody can come up and talk, say whatever they want about him. But man, like he was just like he's one of the greatest people out there when it comes to the people in the Fish fam. Like nobody had anything bad to say about him. Um, I don't think he had a bad thing to say about anybody else, and it's just hard to like because he was only like 22 years old, and he is just such a magnificent composer. And I don't know, like I wish I still had some different sort of connections that I used to have. Um, because like I used to, have connections to the St. Louis Symphony Orchestra, and gosh, is there some way to where I could get at least one piece of his music to just be played by them or something just once, just so that I could record it or something and have that, because he made such great stuff, and he has all these different videos out there. Definitely go check out his channel. Gonna go ahead and copy that link so it's nice and easy for everybody. If you want to go check out his channel and you haven't subscribed, I mean, there's not going to be any new content or anything like that. Unless it's, I don't know. There might be. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen as far as that whole thing, but he had such great stuff. My car is, I'll talk a little bit about that. Yeah, my car is, it got towed to a junkyard, so they're assessing all the value and stuff. They're most likely going to total it. I've been driving a rental car all week and also been looking at different cars, also debating just keeping my car and just taking the money and getting the glass fixed and switching to liability and just driving around a car that just has a whole bunch of dents in it. But this stream isn't really about me. This stream is for anybody to come up and share beautiful words or anything else for our friend Myrtle Singh, who's no longer with us. We don't know what happened to him. His family has wished to keep that private, but there's a link to the obituary in the description, as the banner says, that's scrolling along the bottom, if you wish to, sign it, or I think there's actually somewhere where you can donate to his family in some way or another. But one thing that I really wanted to do too was just like take some time to highlight some of his really good music, that just some of my personal favorites. And So let me just go ahead and pick one of these here. Man, that's just so good. That is just so good. Like it, you get all this emotion that comes from this piano that's not even played by a human being because of his ability to write it out and get it translated properly through his musical ability, that even that AI piano could put out such powerful emotion. That's just so good. That was some of his newer stuff that was more remastered and all. Um, but another one that I just love, which you need to go find now, is really one of his first videos, and I think, sorry, excuse me, and I think this is probably one of the best things to play, and I'm going to go ahead and play it now. He wrote this song for another Fish Fam member that we lost about 3 years ago, right around the same time. And that was when I was first coming into the Fish Fam and all that. And so I had never met this guy, but I could see the powerful connection that this community had already with this guy. And so that's what one of the things that kind of brought me into this community too was the death of Aquarium Cop. And so I want to play this song that Mridul composed for Aquarium Cop, and now Myrtle is going to have it for himself. So, Lament by Myrtle Singh. Man, see, like, even with his uh with the program that he had early on that didn't have the greatest MIDI instruments and all that, it still just had such powerful emotion that just came across. And so it's just it's so weird because, like, I'm gonna go ahead and remove that. I never met Myrtle in person. Um, I ran into him in, I don't even know whose live stream, like 3 years ago or so. And I've seen him more or less every day for like a long time. And what's really sucks is that, like, I haven't seen him a lot recently. In fact, I can't even remember the exact last time I saw him. It was a few months ago because I haven't been super active in a lot of this Fish Fam stuff recently. And he hasn't been popping up in my live stream for whatever reason. And I'm not sure if that's just me or if other people haven't seen him in the last little bit or not. But it's just so crazy because, like, I don't know, like, he's just gone and I'm not going to see him in the live streams anymore. I can't go to his funeral. It's just weird that don't know. Words are hard to come by when it comes to talking about this because like I just feel like he was a very good friend of mine. We we might have had a little bit of a misunderstanding or something, and I don't know. It's just like I wish I knew what happened too. That's what really bothers me is that I just don't know what happened. And I can understand a family wanting to keep things private to a point. But then that just leaves us all here like speculating of what happened. And when you speculate, people start to jump to the worst conclusions like, gosh, did he OD on heroin or something? Like, and no, I definitely don't think that that's what happened. I don't even want to joke about that. And I shouldn't have even mentioned that. But I just, I just wondered what happened because he was 22 years old. And I met him when he was like 18 or 19. And he never talked about anything as far as like having some sort of uh, autoimmune disease or something that he was battling. He never talked about any sort of mental problems that he was dealing with or anything like that. I don't know if it was a car accident or if it was something else, or if it was a heart attack like my ex fiance. I don't know. I wish I knew. And I don't know. And it's just crazy that, you know, somebody that I met online that I've never even met on person can be giving me such like can just bring up the such emotions about this different man. I can't even form a sentence. Like he was just the nicest kid ever. And but maybe there was something that he was going through. Because I mean, he was able to write such beautiful music that maybe there was more that he was going through. There's this other song that he wrote one version without lyrics, but I want to show the version with the lyrics because I don't know, maybe there was just stuff that Myrtle didn't talk about that he was going through that I don't know. Or maybe I'm just reading more into this and he's just writing from the point of view of a sad clown, but I'll just listen to the music and read the lyrics and it's good. It's really good. I'm sorry, I'm just legacy. We've lost a lot of people this year, it seems. But man, those are just such powerful lyrics, and I mean, I don't know. Can you just write that stuff without, feeling a certain way? Like, I don't know. I can't write lyrics and stuff like that either. And what bothers me too is like that's such a gorgeous and beautiful song. Sad, sadly beautiful. And I always wonder what his idea of the vocals would have sounded like. Like he had the lyrics. Okay, Gina will be joining us soon. It's going to take her a little bit to get home. She had to close up the store. Um, but anybody is welcome to hit the link. It's pinned, and you can come up and join the conversation about Myrtle. Share your memories about him, whatever you want to say. This is just a stream for people to be able to talk about it and remember the good things about him. And if you want to sign the obituary, or um, I think you can even donate to his family through that link as well. There's a link in the description. But man, he is just such a good kid. And he wrote such good music. I wonder what else the vocals would have sounded like. And I can't take it myself and put vocals on it. That just wouldn't be right. It was just super talented, man. Well, one of my favorite ones, though, is one that I don't know. This was actually like, I believe, the first song that I ever listened to when I first found Myrtle's channel, because it was I kind of had a hard time finding him at first. It wasn't until an update with YouTube, which for some reason they got rid of now. But there was a period of time where anybody could go to anybody's channel by just clicking on their name in the chat or whatever. And I was never on my computer because I didn't have a computer for a while, actually. I was always on my phone. And so I couldn't do that on my phone until they made this update. And then all of a sudden I found Myrtle. And I don't think it was actually until I was a mod that I was able to even go to his channel and find him and subscribe to him. But when I did, this is the very first song that I found. And like, Sketty Nona, what's up? Good to see you, Sketty. It's called The Storm. And I don't know, like, I've always been a huge fan of like classical music and symphony music, especially stuff from movies. And I feel like this, with actually played by like a real symphony, could be something that might appear in like a Pirates of the Caribbean movie or something along those lines. But man, it's just really good. And this is another one that I just feel like I have to play because this kid was just so incredibly talented. And you should definitely go listen to all of his music. It's available on Spotify as well, or maybe not Spotify. No, it's available on Amazon Music and it's available on Apple Music. Um, and then it's also just free to listen to that he uploaded here on his YouTube channel, which I think I still have it saved. Yes, I do. If you want to go subscribe to him and play his music or whatever, I just shared the link again. What's up, Peplin? What's up, Go With The Flow? KGE, we got people starting to roll in now. How's it going, everybody? If anybody wants to come up and join the conversation, feel free to hit the pin link and jump up. Gina will be joining me soon. But anyway, without further ado, here's The Storm as composed by Mridul Singh. Well. See, that one's just super good too, man. They're all just really good. But see, it's not even just about how good his music was, because I mean, you can't deny how amazing all the music is, but just the entire backdrop of his videos is he's filming his tanks. And it's just like it's like a silent, what's the word? what's the phrase that people say? Uh, a silent brag, or I don't know, something like that. But he just had the most amazing looking tanks, the healthiest looking fish. I mean, you see those beautiful crypts and those gorgeous plants that were coming right out of his tank that were blooming with a nice little blue and white flower, and the healthy autocinklus and all the guppies and stuff. Just humble brag. There you go. Thank you, Matt. Um, but he's just such a yes, humble brag is what I was after. Thank you. Um, just hearing, enjoying. I'm sorry for your loss. Any folks that were close. Much love to him. I miss seeing him in every live stream I think I was ever in. Yeah, he was in like every live stream, and it's just like it's just crazy that it's like somebody that I saw like almost every day for so long is just like gonna be gone. He's not there anymore. He was so fun to joke around with and tease. He was just the nicest kid ever. Nobody ever had a problem with him. He was one of the best moderators. He was so fast at finding everything. One of the things that he did, he had like a Word document or something that had like everybody's link already done on there, to where he could just jump over and find their name really quick and just do a quick like copy and paste and bring it over to the live stream super quick. Like he was really quick and innovative with this stuff before YouTube gave you the ability to do this stuff super quick. Because now, as a moderator, whether you're on phone or computer, any in the live stream, you can just click on somebody's name, hop over to their channel, do a quick copy and paste, hop back over to the live stream, and put it in the chat. It's really easy. But you couldn't do that a few years ago. And he was on that stuff super quick. Like there was like moderator battles to try to beat Myrtle on who was like faster than Myrtle, because he was just like he was the best. So fast at everything, just quick. You mention it, friggin' as soon as you're like, I think let me go ahead and link it, freaking Myrtle already had it linked. Bam, like it was done. He was so good. The best moderator to have around. And now he's up in heaven being God's moderator. So, you know, you better make sure that you behave, because he'll put you in timeout. He will. He put me in timeout once, and I kind of got a little mad at him. And I feel like he might have felt like I got more mad at him than I really did, because like I said, I haven't really seen him around my live stream, at least in the last little bit. And I don't know, maybe that's just because I don't interest him with as much stuff, and he was just kind of busy or whatever, and would be around other stuff or whatever. But I wouldn't necessarily see him around, or maybe he just wouldn't say anything, but he'd be there. But I don't know, like I haven't seen him. But yeah, he put me in timeout once. And the part that made me more mad was because I believe it was in Punchy Paints' chat, and I think it was between me and Matt, actually, Mr. Liquid Zoo here with the guy who now I consider a friend as well. But me and him were kind of arguing about something or whatever, and you know, Matt being the guy that he was at the time, and me being the guy that I was at the time too, he was trying to get under my skin, and I was kind of trying to get under his skin, and but then all of a sudden, like out of nowhere, like Myrtle put me in timeout and didn't put Matt in timeout. And so like I just had to sit there and watch Matt get to have like all the final words and everything, and I just had to like sit there in timeout for like 5 minutes or whatever. and just not be able to say anything. And I knew that as soon as I come back in, I can't say anything again because, well, that's what the whole point of timeout is. But it was just like, I just kind of got mad because it kind of felt like he kind of took sides on that one. But it is what it is. And, you move on and stuff. Like I said, Matt and I, now Matt is somebody I would consider a friend because, I don't know, we got the chance to kind of talk it out on different things. And, people are just generally trying to be a little bit nicer nowadays, too. Because, I mean, look, time is short, and a perfectly, as far as I know, a perfectly healthy 22-year-old kid just drops dead on a Saturday afternoon because they haven't told us what happened. I don't know what happened. I don't know. I wish I knew what happened to the kid. Because, I mean, if there was some health battle that he was going through that he never talked about, like, or maybe it was a mental thing. Like, I don't want to say it, but maybe it was something that he did. And I don't know. I wish I knew because I hate speculating about it. Because I don't want to. But it's like he was just such a good kid, and I don't know, maybe it was something kind of like what with Robin Williams. Because like Robin Williams was like he had all these mental battles that he was going through, and would he would make it a point to make sure that everybody else was happy. And I mean, yeah, we shouldn't speculate. But yeah, he was just some really, really good kid. But yes, he made such amazing music, but he kept good, really good care of his fish and his tanks. He was really good care of his plants. I mean, look at his videos. I want to share more of his music here in a minute, but he just look at these beautiful tanks. Those beautiful plants. A lot of you know him from doing live stream with Stephen P. Because he would do the What Your Plants. He would help out with plant chat a lot. If you ever had any questions about plants, like he could do it, but he made such music. He made music for other people too, which I love. I played one earlier that was for Aquarium Cop, who we lost about 3 years ago. Wait a minute. Kelly went to the funeral. Wow. Kelly spoke at the funeral. Wow. And he helped Ian. He helped me with some different plants. I lost my best friend last year to a recently developed medical issue. He would have turned 32 in December. Instead of taking him out for his birthday, I had dinner with his family and reminisced. Can happen to anyone at any time. Yeah, I know. But he wrote such beautiful music for himself, and he would share it with us, and he'd share it with the world. And then he also just wrote such beautiful music for other people too. And yeah, like I was saying, he wrote one for Aquarium Cop that I played earlier, but this one he wrote, it's called Little Angel, dedicated to baby Chloe, which was uh for those of you that don't know Fishy Biz. Fishy Biz, Drew, his name, Drew Clark. But yeah, Fishy Biz Aquatics was supposed to. He had twins. Well, I guess a little over a year ago now. Right? 2 years ago. Sorry, 2 years ago. He had twins, and one of them. Well, they both started having bad medical issues right from the get-go because they were born like super early, I believe, and some different issues and stuff were going on. One ended up pulling through and one didn't. And so this was the song for Chloe, the baby that didn't make it, and as composed by Mr. Mridul Singh. Yeah, I mean, I think we all go on our own a little bit when we go through severe loss. And I think a little bit is okay, but you can't let it consume you. You can't, you know, you can't go too long, you know. Like a wise man once said, you got 10 minutes. You got 10 minutes to cry, and then after that, you got to move on, and you got to make it. You got to make it forward, you know. And I don't. Sometimes it's not a literal 10 minutes. Sometimes it's 10 months, you know. But you know, and as far as the guest book link is in the description. If you want to sign, just it's right in the link description, and I posted the link there. You can sign the obituary. And I believe there's actually a way that you can donate, if I'm not mistaken. So I want to play this other one that he did, which I haven't listened to this one yet. So you can buy trees and flowers. I'm not sure if that is purely symbolic, as in that's like a $5 or a $10 gift or something like that. But thank you for. Yeah, I knew just like buy flowers, but I haven't actually done that myself. I I'm unfortunately not in a place where I can donate anything monetarily because gosh, my car and all this stuff. But I'm this stream isn't about me, and so I'm trying not to sit here and talk about, you know, what I'm going through because like I I lost a friend and it's just a friend that I never got to meet in person. And I really wish I did. I really wish I got to shake that young man's hand at least once. Because he was brilliant. Anyway, I have not heard this song before, so I'm going to go ahead and play it. Here we go. It's called Encroaching Blaze by the amazing Myrtle Singh. That one's really good. I like that one a lot. That also sounded kind of like something you would get in, like, I don't know, Pirates of the Caribbean, or even kind of Star Wars like, or whatever. He just has such powerful music that I really wish we could have heard in it from an actual symphony. And man, if this kid could have gone places. He could have been writing such great, awesome music for these different movies and stuff coming out. I mean, if movies ever got better, which I'm sure the movies would be better if Myrtle was writing the music for them. Yeah. I have no idea how he did it either. Because I literally attempted it, When I was back in high school, but like I don't want to brag or anything like that, but I was a little bit of I definitely would not say child prodigy, but I was very talented. Like, I was talented when I was in 5th grade or whatever. I was playing at like an 8th or a 9th grade level, as far as music goes, because I started earlier. And then, like, I don't know, I just have that sort of brain or whatever to where reading music just came really easy. And so I just had to translate it onto an instrument. And so I started on like sax recorder and piano, and then moved on to saxophone, and eventually taught myself guitar and all these other instruments. And I can pretty much play anything I pick up. But like, I literally, my teacher when I was in high school, played in the Star Wars music. He played the English horn for the first 3 Star Wars movies in the like in the symphony or whatever for the movie. And he was my jazz band teacher, and he got me all set up with this program. And more or less it was like a composing program where you could like pick an instrument, you could plug in the notes, and it would literally like write the music out for you, and then you could like hit play and it would play the music. And I'm sure Myrtle had something along those lines. The program I used was Encore. I don't remember what program Myrtle said that he was using, and eventually he got a better, more upgraded one. The program that I was using was like really old. It was like a free version, and it wasn't a free version, but it was just like a really old version that my band teacher had just like sitting around that he gave me. And but like, I tried. I had a whole idea in my head about trying to like do a version of like Carol of the Bells, of this like beautiful symphonic like Carol of the Bells, and I was going to compose it for my high school band for my senior year for the Christmas concert. And my band teacher said, like, if I can actually do it, then they'll play it, if it's any good, and I couldn't make what was in my head go onto the paper. I just kept getting so frustrated. And part of it was, just how the instruments sounded. I wanted to hear what it sounded like coming from an actual symphony, and all I got was this nasty sounding clarinet that sounded like it was a goose that was getting stepped on. So but Myrtle was able to compose artworks and planted tanks. That too, like his music, his tanks. He was just such an incredible artist. As someone who played multiple instruments and picked them up very easily, I know what you mean. Writing music and playing versus composing seems to require an entirely different set of skills. Exactly. I had my sister ask me recently about, because she was like working on something. She's like, I was gonna ask your help about, writing this music. I'm like, you were gonna ask for my help? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, I mean, I appreciate the thought, but I don't know anything about writing music. And she's like, really? And like, yeah, like I do parody songs, and I can I can mimic stuff, and I can pick up an instrument, and I can grab any instrument pretty much. And if you can play notes on the instrument, within 5 minutes, I will be playing the theme song to Super Mario Brothers on it. I don't know why that's the song. I never even played Super Mario a whole lot as a kid. I was more into Sonic the Hedgehog. I had well, actually, I never owned a Sega, but I would go to the church like youth house or whatever, and there was a donated Sega there that had a couple games on it. And then eventually, like my brother-in-law like gave me his Sega and some different stuff too. But like anyway, I was more into Sonic, but Mario, the do 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 do. I mean, one, it's just it's a really easy. Well, it's not easy necessarily theme. It's easy to remember, and it goes up and down and uses a lot of different notes. But it's kind of like it arpeggiates in different ways, and it actually uses pretty much all the different notes available in this different scale, because it goes up a chromatic scale and stuff in a different way too. And at the end with the like that's full on chromatic right there. So, and a lot of you probably just don't understand at all what I'm talking about when I say chromatic and it. And anyway, I can play music, but I can't write music. I've been playing guitar for 18 years. I've been playing saxophone for 25 years. I've played piano for like 30 years. But I can't write shit. I try. I can sit around and mess around with loops. I have this music composing stuff. I would love to sit there and lie to you and say that I wrote the music that came on the closing video that I'm going to put out later. And I'd love to lie to you and say that I wrote the little kind of hip-hoppy digital music that played on the video at the start of the stream. But I didn't. I can't write anything. I can take stuff and clip it. I'm pretty good at picking music that fits a certain mood. But I can't write anything. Anyway, sorry about that rant. It's just amazing to me how brilliantly talented this kid was. And he's just no longer here to bless us with his beautiful music and his beautiful tanks and his fish and his plant knowledge. So sorry I'm late. Lots of things going on right now, but I wanted to stop by and pay my respect to Myrtle. Myrtle was one of a kind star in this vast universe and will be sorely missed. And this world is at a deep disadvantage without his intelligence, compassion, sense of humor, and immense talent. Oh, deep disadvantage. I'm sure you deleted that first one or something, but StreamYard still showed it anyway. I had no idea he was such a talented composer. I have so much to listen to now when I head to work here. Oh man, yes you do. Good saying in regards to music. I had a band director years ago that used the term sunrise on a guinea farm. Also, my wife understands the music theory side of things as someone who sings, and I just can't wrap my walnut around it. I can learn an instrument in a week, though. Can't create improv for a flute. I can improv to a point. When I was a junior in high school, I did an improv jazz concert with a couple students from Juilliard. They came to my high school along with me and two other students. No, I'm sorry. Two, three, four other students because we were a five piece. I played saxophone, Annie played trumpet, I played alto saxophone, Annie played trumpet, Hannah played baritone saxophone. We also had a bass player that I'm blanking on his name right now, and I'm also blanking on the drummer's name. I feel so bad, but it's just because I didn't talk to them nearly as much as I talked to Annie and Hannah. But we did we did a song that now I can't even remember the name of the song, but it was improv jazz. So basically, like you had the main structure of the song, and then you had this whole middle piece where there's no notes, and you just have a whole improv section where you can do as much as you want. You can repeat that as much as you want, and so we had the structure idea of the song, and so you could create your own solos off of it, and we had time to work on it, so it was improv, but we also were working on it and developing our solos over time. We weren't literally like given the song like that moment and be like, write a solo. So apologies to those uninterested. His rant sent me on one. I'll shut my face now. Yeah. No, I mean, it is what it is. But I do want to play another song from Mr. Myrtle Singh here. Because he did a version of Carol of the Bells that I need to listen to. Carol of the Bells is one of my favorite Christmas songs. I know it's not Christmas. It's not even July, so I can't even say like, hey, it's Christmas in July. But Carol of the Bells is one of the greatest songs ever written as well. It's been covered by a million people. But here is Myrtle Singh's version of Carol of the Bells. Oh man, that little ding 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 on the glockenspiel at the end was magnificent. And yeah, I totally agree with you. Trans Siberian Orchestra, their song, I believe they're it's not actually called Carol of the Bells from them. I think it's called like This Christmas Eve or something like that. But yeah, that's a badass song. I wanted to ask Myrtle to commission a song. I thought there would be time, but he left us way too soon. Gonna miss his jokes and amazing sense of humor. Yeah, I wanted to ask him to do a song too. That's just so sad. If anybody wants to, click on that pin link and come up and say anything about him, feel free. This is supposed to be more of an open panel conversation, like sit around a fire and talk about Myrtle sort of thing. I mean, if everybody wants to stay on the chat side, that's totally fine. I understand it's hard to talk about this sort of stuff, and people don't necessarily want to get emotional on a live stream. So I get it. Gina should be joining us here really soon. She's definitely a little later than I thought she was going to be. But she said she ended up having to work tonight. But, yeah. He is just so amazingly talented. He had some fun shorts, lots of amazing videos, beautiful music. And yeah, he did commissions too, I guess, like a couple people have mentioned. This is one that I'm interested in that I haven't listened to, and that we're going to listen to right now. The Wanderer. String Orchestra for Only Oscars by Myrtle Singh. So The Wanderer, it just makes me think of that song by Dion. They call me the Wanderer. Yeah, the Wanderer. I roll around, around, around. But anyway, I just like to correlate things. But anyway, let's listen to what Myrtle's had to say about The Wanderer. For Only Oscars, here we go. Mhm. Man, oh man. Just some good stuff that I can just listen to all the time. And then just, did you see how incredibly beautiful that tank was? Just so full of plants. I'm pretty sure he was running CO2 in there. I wonder what's going to happen to his tanks. I'm just really going to miss him, you know? And I wish I would have gotten a better chance to say goodbye. Because I haven't even talked to him in, you know, last couple months probably. But there was a while that I was seeing him every day. Sometimes all day, as I was just jumping to the different live streams as he was on the weekends and stuff. Back during the pandemic when I was working at the pet store and at Target and I didn't have to, you know, work all these crazy hours that I am now. And life was just a little bit different. And I was just getting lost in the world of fish and YouTube. And he was one of the first people that, you know, brought me into this beautiful community. And this community is beautiful. And it's just amazing to me how, though we don't know what happened, and we'll probably never know what happened, Myrtle died last Saturday. All of the fish fam was notified by Monday. And, you know, the video I shared at the beginning was, though I don't think you were able to read it. I'm not sure how the quality came through on the live stream or not. From my point of view, it didn't look like you would be able to read it, but it was a conversation we had on Discord when Stephen P. first released that Myrtle had died and shared the link to the obituary. And it was just amazing seeing all those beautiful comments coming from people. And it's just amazing to me that the connection that we all have in this community. And, the main reason is to take it to, you're going to unplug my headphones or mess me up, you dang cat. I was in the middle of something beautiful. Ugh. Anyway, here. It's just, I'm very thankful for all of you guys. And that's the main reason why I continue to live stream every Saturday. Just to maintain my connection with you beautiful people, because you guys are all awesome. And you guys do such amazing things, and you have such beautiful tanks, and you're just amazing people. And I just think about how amazing the world would be if everybody was like how we are here in the Fish Fam. Because we have people of so many different political beliefs, so many different people from all over the world that are all coming together under one united front of keeping good care of your fish and good care of your animals, and how that translates into being a good person. And I love all of you guys. If you're ever going through anything, know you can reach out to me. Because, life's hard sometimes. And you never know how long people are going to be around. And you never know when it might be the last thing you say to somebody. And man, there's been some people that I wish I would have said something a lot better than what I did as the last thing I said to them. So like right now, even though I'm still just sitting by myself in my house in the middle of my fish room, I still just feel like I'm part of something. I am sitting with my group of friends and we're all just hanging out. And whether that's just something that's in my head and it's not real, the emotions are real. The feeling of community is real, and the chemicals that are going through my body are real. So, you know, you never know what someone else is going through. Just show kindness. Exactly. Because, man, like, I've been going through a whole lot recently, too. And I really wanted to talk about it a lot. But on the other side, I'm trying not to talk about what I'm going through because this live stream isn't about me, but it's about all of us and but mainly about Myrtle and about how amazing he was and how it's like I don't know, I knew so little about the kid. Gosh, I barely know how to pronounce his name still, though I've listened to him actually say how he wants his name to be pronounced, and so I know how to say it. And even though when I look at it, my brain tells me something else, I have to think about it like it's spelled, Myrt, like like that, like it just typed out, like Myrtle. That's real. I see and interact with this community more than anyone else. Exactly. No, that's what I mean. Like, even though there's not really people here, sometimes I feel like I can feel your people putting their hands on my shoulders, telling me it's gonna be okay. So, gosh, I see why I haven't seen a lot of these live streams. Yeah, Myrtle, like turtle, fertile, Myrtle, Myrtle. Yep. But now I understand why I haven't seen a lot of these live streams because, gosh, it is hard to get up here and talk about this. And I'm I'm almost starting to think that Gina might not even hop up here. And I don't necessarily blame her if she doesn't because she might not want to get emotional in front of everybody tonight. It's okay, you got a little bit behind. But, there are some people that have posted a few videos um, that uh, that are just beautiful and about Myrtle, and so there's one that I saw especially that was by Foxy's Fish that I just felt like I had to share. Um, I hope you feel the support of the community. It's okay to have your own struggles. It's real, bro. You okay? Yeah, I'm okay. But somebody else that said something really beautiful. Yeah, was Foxy, and so I want to go ahead and play this because it's just amazing and it's beautiful, and you guys should definitely go play the video for yourself and like it and comment on it. And if you're not subscribed to Foxy's Fish, make sure you go subscribe to Foxy. But here we go.
To harvest a flower before it's due steals the sweet opening scent wafting on the morning breeze, hides the warmth of the sun from its freshly unfurled petals, starves the bees that would dance amongst its center to gather its precious grains of gold, leaves homeless the bugs that would live amongst its foliage, lays the ground bare, cracked and dry, without the comfort of its shade, takes from next spring's bloom the many seedlings that would have followed the path of the sun until their own unfurling. To harvest a flower before it's due leaves the world a little less, dreaming of the dancing meadows that would have risen from that flower left to bloom. Rest in peace, Mridul. We love you.
Absolutely amazing. That's a beautiful poem. That's what I was hoping for, honestly. I was hoping this stream would be a chance for people to come and say what they wanted to say and come together for 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 Myrtle. Because he was one of the best of us. And I don't know, I was almost hoping there would be some people that I haven't seen in a while that would come in and maybe join the conversation, help build some new bridges, you know. But it didn't turn out how I wanted it to or how I thought it was going to, but it's still been a really nice stream, and I've been enjoying listening to Myrtle's music and talking with you guys and just doing this for him. And I hope people are, using the link in the description to go and sign the obituary and donate to his family. And let me I'm gonna share the obituary screen right now, actually, because one, I'm a little. I hope you guys understand what I'm saying by this, but I'm a little disappointed with the obituary itself because this is all it says. Myrtle passed away on March 16, 2024 in Rockford, Maryland. Funeral home services for Myrtle are being provided by Going Home Cremation and Funeral Care by Value Choice, Pennsylvania, PA. That's it. Like 50 years ago, 40 years ago, 30 years ago, like obituaries used to be long paragraphs, several paragraphs long, talking about their life and their likes and their dislikes and who they were as a person and why they're going to be missed and all those different things. And this is all we have. But then what's different about this, which is what is great about these modern things, is that you have this. You have everybody that gets signed, planted trees. Daniel Velez, Jeff Kane, Roxanne, Foxy's Fish, Crystal, Dennis Christensen, all these people. I'm sure a lot of these people are names of people right here in the fish fam that I don't even know the real name, just because they have their channel name. Sandy Doty, Regina Phalanges, which I love it when people sign it with their channel name or with the joking name. Because that's who we were to each other, some of us. Some of you got to connect more to people than I have because, you have Facebook, you have Instagram. You talk to these people more. Stephen P. I just have YouTube here. I just see you guys in the chat and live stream. Rico Stan, Ginger Graves, Whips World, Xanadu to Doodah Day is there. Scuba Steve, Bentley Pasco, Chevy Fish, Craig Doniger, Debbie Holding, Dan Slee, Bob Steenfott. Even these bigger channels that have thousands of subscribers have come and signed their name. MNC, there's Gina, there's Mirik Tomshik, Benjamin Peters, Dee Dee, Nathan Hovey, John McKenzie, there's mine. Oh my goodness. It's just amazing how many people have signed it. And you can sign it yourself if you want. His work planted an entire forest. Here's the actual funeral home one, but has less but a nice pic. I'm grateful. It's very brave to go up on your own. Well, that's why I was hoping I wasn't going to be up here on my own. But now it looks like I'm most definitely going to be because we only have like 15 minutes left in the stream. Gina hasn't joined us. She originally said she was going to be here at like 8:45 or so, and she didn't even leave the store until like 8:30, and she popped up in chat, and honestly, I don't blame her if she can't pop up here on video. Because it's hard. And, I mean, I'm not doing a good job of not, making people not cry. I joke too much at times, but this ain't a joke. Had one of my partners almost leave me early, but I got lucky he didn't. Exactly. I'm sure you guys can hear my cockatiel whistling out there, but I'm glad there's something out there that can put a little smile on my face right now. But I'm serious though. Just like KGE said, if anybody ever needs to talk, no matter what you think that I think about you, no matter what or how worried you are or embarrassed you may be or whatever, if you're feeling hurt and you need somebody to talk to, hit up my email address. Leave me a comment on a video, something. Don't do something you're gonna regret. But I mean, I I'm not the best with words, but I'm really good at listening. And that's fine. I don't care. I'm sure there's some people out there that wouldn't want to talk to me at all. And that's fine. So I got no problem with you in that, but I understand exactly what you're saying because, gosh, I didn't say anything to you the entire time I was at the, uh, the Keystone Clash. But I'm just saying, sometimes you don't want it to get out there. Sometimes you don't want to actually say anything, but you just want your thoughts to get out to the universe or whatever. So they say to write a letter to nobody, or if you're angry, write a letter to your boss, but don't actually send it, sort of thing, or whatever. But that's what I'm saying. If there's something you need to get out, and you want to send it somewhere, you can send it to my email. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna have any problems with it. I'm not gonna give you a hard time because you're having a hard time, because we all go through hard times. Sometimes I wish people were just a little bit more honest with me sometimes, or would share things with me. And I understand why. Well, no, actually, I don't understand why people don't want to talk to me sometimes. I don't understand why I'm always left in the dark with a lot of these different things. People will talk to other people. Well, I'll be sitting there in a whole bar full of people, and everybody will be having a conversation with everybody else, and I'll just be sitting there by myself because nobody wants to talk to me. I don't get why I just exude this energy of just person that people don't want to talk to. I understand I can be a little abrasive at times, but that's because, gosh, I've been through so much different bullshit in my life where it's hard to open up to people. It's hard to want to connect to people because I went my whole life not knowing that I was actually different. I went my whole life just thinking that I was stupid and unable to just do things and unloved because I never knew that I was like autistic and whatever else. I knew I was different, but I didn't know why I was different. But I just don't understand. I've always wanted to be there for people, and I've always wanted people to be, because I've never felt like anybody's ever really been there for me. But just everybody just know that I'm here for you. I understand if you don't want to talk to me, but no, you can. Sometimes things don't come across the best in chat, and there's times that I have had very, very bad fights with people over the stupidest things. I'm gonna miss that little dude. I'm gonna miss seeing him around, and I didn't even get to connect with him nearly as much as so many of you guys did. And I wanted to use this stream to give you guys the opportunity to, you know, share your thoughts and say whatever you guys wanted to share. That's why I said it's going to be open panel. That's why I have had the link posted the entire time. But I understand that it's so difficult to get up here and talk about this stuff. But this was something I felt like I had to do. And this is also just a live stream from me to try to clear the air with anybody that thinks I have a problem with them. Because I don't. Even if you think I couldn't care less, I don't want you guys to go. We may not agree on a lot of different things, but I would never wish any bad on anybody in this amazing community of people that we have. I see it's getting known as trying to jump up here. It looks like, but she doesn't. Oh, there we go. You got your mic and stuff added. Now I can jump add you to the stream. I don't think we've ever talked.
Hello?
Hello.
I just wanted to say thank you for doing this. It's incredibly brave. I know you've been up there by yourself and it's got to be difficult. I appreciate it. I haven't actually gone live and talked many times. I know tonight's all about Myrtle, but I think that it also should be about each and every one of us, because whether or not we were really super tight and in with the in group and spent every day chatting and discording and calling each other, we all did see all of the same things in Myrtle that they did every week on lives. We shared that hour, 2 hours, whatever that time was together. And through that, we got to know a little piece of who he was. Though he didn't learn about who we were, we still got to share in knowing a bit of him. And that's why I'm coming up, because maybe I should share more of who I am. Maybe we all should share more of who we are. I try to be as nice and kind and polite as I can in every chat. But does anyone really know who I am and what I like and what I'm about? I don't know. Do I know you a little better? Because you and Gina are truly one of the best friendships that I enjoy watching. And I've commented that before. You know, there's group things going on in lives here and there, but just to see you and Gina and your relationship play out, the friendship that you two have, I enjoy seeing that, not because I'm a part of it, but just because it's such a special thing that you guys have together. And we get to see that. All of the things that we all share in our own way, you know, everybody's lives and streams are different and their channels are different, and they choose to show what they're going to give of themselves or show to others. But I don't think it's a time to say unkind things to people. You don't understand. You know, maybe some people don't want to talk to you. Why say it? Why say that at a time like now? It's only hurtful. It's disturbing to it disturbed me. It made me upset to see those words. I only want to see people in a stream that's dedicated in such a way as this say nice things or nothing. Go somewhere else. This is not what it's about. You know, it's just not. Anyway, I'm glad to meet you.
I appreciate you coming up here and saying that. And no, you're
And
like it's. I think we all need to do a little bit better job of sharing ourselves, like you're saying, but also being very authentic. You know,
or
and
at least just being kind. Just be
oh,
nice.
yeah,
Or just don't say anything. Go somewhere else, you know?
right.
There's too much. There's just too much of all of that. I think part of what has made the last couple years of the Fish Fam be such a success is that it has been a welcoming community. But in reality, you pick up on where you're more welcome and where you're not welcome. And
Exactly.
there are times I try harder where I feel like people need more encouragement. I, I'm not going where everybody's. I go where it's a little harder sometimes, which I know this, you're going where the very hardest place tonight. But it's all fun and games to join the big fun game stream. But, there are some times that there are people out there, and this is their way of reaching out. And I don't know. I'm losing my train of thought because of stream brain or whatever people call it. You get live and those thoughts just fly right out of your head.
Exactly. It's hard to sit there and hold the conversation by yourself. Yeah. But yeah, the stream brain and oh man. But no, I appreciate. I think I understand what you're saying, and I appreciate what you're saying, and yeah, like Nano said, one thing we can learn from Mridul is he was always kind and friendly to all. And yeah, there are certain areas in the fish fam where certain people feel like they're more accepted, and sometimes you don't feel like you're as accepted.
I'm
And
never going to be the smartest one. I am never going to be the smartest one. And even what I may know one week, I may not remember it the next week because of the way my brain works and the kind of medical things that I have going on. And, it's similar to Alex and Rico. When your brain hits that point, it shuts down. And I can't help that. I can't help if sometimes I don't know, I used to just hide. If I wasn't doing well, I didn't want to take the chance that I would um, misunderstand, or I didn't want anyone to see that I had those problems. And now I'm just like, you know what? This is how I am. I may have to hear it 10 times, or sometimes I just get it completely wrong. And so it's like, oh, why did I even answer that question? um,
yeah, I
that's
know
my flaws. So we all have them,
my
whether they.
and that is something I understand as a flaw is that I get snappy with people. I take things personally, and then I get snappy, and sometimes I take things personally that I shouldn't take personally, and I start snapping at the people that I shouldn't even be snapping at.
My
And
problem is that sometimes my brain doesn't take it in the right way. And even though I agree, I heard it, or, like I heard it differently. And it's like, okay, wait, I didn't even mean to disagree. I just, somewhere between, I don't know, that was part of some head injury and cognitive problems that I was having for a few years. My whole thing was becoming so, trying to hide all that so much, and relocating to another state and becoming so isolated in the middle of the cornfields of Iowa that I became so isolated that I got very socially awkward. And I'm trying so hard to step out of that. And how I started was a few years of just trying to comment. And you would not believe how many times I got banned because, like I was saying, my brain didn't take in things right yet. And I'm thinking back now and thinking, why would you ban me? What could I have possibly said that got me banned? Well, one time I just said my name that I use, Sketty Nona, and I put a little picture of spaghetti, and I got banned. But you don't understand how, like, to me, because of the state of mind I was in at the time and how I was trying to recover, I shut down for months. I was like, what did I do wrong? And I kept thinking there was more to it. I literally didn't have any time to even say or do anything differently. All I said was, Sketty Nona, little picture of a plate of spaghetti. And I must have thought through that 1,000 times. And people just are so quick to jump on people. And, you know, that was me trying as hard as I could at that point to reach out in the only way that I could at that time, which was to text in a few things in a chat, because there was no way I could talk in person, face to face with people. With the people, just, I don't know if they thought I was on drugs or what, but I just couldn't, because I didn't have my thought processing was too slow.
Yeah.
And I finally got to where I chat with everyone almost every day in chat. I've come up live and talked with people. I don't want to ever hear it again, because I'll think the same things. I didn't say that right. I didn't think it through, whatever. But we just need to understand that each person is not 100% 100% of the time. We may have a good day or a bad day. We may be upset. We may have things going on in our lives. And just give each other a little break every once in a while and be like, you know what? Maybe that's not what they meant. Or maybe just ask, or just say something. I don't know. It's too easy to. I probably was far more guilty of it myself, because I used to be able to learn without, just very, very easily, and remember everything. I was like a computer remembering everything. It was like literally remember what place I was in, like who was sitting where, what people were wearing, what was happening while a conversation or an event was taking place, like way too much. And then it was just like the whole computer system crashed, and trying to reboot all of that information every time I have a migraine or I've had several head injuries, I lose more and more. And I'm not getting it back. And it's really hard to know what you had and not have it anymore.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? It's like,
I know exactly what you mean,
I
because
know what it was like to be functional, and I'm not anymore. And I've come to where I now accept it. But it's taken me 8 years to accept that I'm never going to be who I was before. And this is my new normal. And to be able to feel comfortable enough to share it with this community. And, you know, I know there are people that will find it amusing or think less of me, because I am forgetful and I'm also weird, but I think it's better just to say, well, you know, they're not for me. And I try to just think, well, I told my kids, You know what? You don't have to be friends with everyone, but you have to be friendly to them. And
Exactly.
that's what I'd go with. There are people in the community who probably are not going to want to hang out with me and be my best friend or likewise, but I'm always going to be friendly.
Exactly. That's me and Matt. Screw you, Matt. But I'll always be nice to you. At
Well,
least
and if
now.
you can just joke around about it,
Yeah.
that's good too. Anyway, I've rambled on forever. I really don't have anything else to say.
I appreciate you coming up. We ended up going, beyond the 2 hours that I was gonna do, but I wanted to let you say what you wanted to say, and I really appreciate
Yeah.
that.
Well, and I know that it was supposed to be about Myrtle, so my going over wasn't about him so much, but just trying to give a perspective onto everybody in the, I don't know.
But this live stream was about Myrtle, but it was also about all of us, and that
Right.
you know Myrtle really was one of the best of us, and we need to remember him and I learn. He was kind and friendly to all, and we can all be just like that. We don't have to, you know, be mean to each other. We don't have to push each other's buttons. We don't have to say evil, snarky things to each other. And I know I am guilty of it. I'm not trying to say that I don't do the same thing, but I'm going to hold myself to a higher standard and I'm going to be better.
That's true. It's important to stand up when we do see people saying things that aren't nice. I know there have been times that I have stepped in with Melvin's channel because he tends to get picked on sometimes on his streams and things like that. You know, I guess I if people don't like me at this point, that's okay. But I'm old enough to say I'm not going to sit silently and watch somebody say something super unkind unnecessarily to
To
Melvin.
Melvin.
Right.
So
So,
it's
When I
kind of
first when I first met Melvin, I was probably saying some things that could have been, you know, considered, mean, and I didn't know the guy at all. And now that I know him and stuff, like I would feel terrible saying the same things that I said years ago.
yeah. I guess because some of his streams there's like so few people. If you get more one on one with him, um, he has had an absolutely incredible life. His family was military. He's been all over. He knows, he's had friends from all over the world that have lived in bases and things where, and in his community, there's a whole lot more there than, what we see when there's a bunch of people in stream.
Right.
So it's worth it if he's there and there's a few people there and you get a chance to talk with him. He will share some amazing stories with you.
Yeah.
Um,
And see, that's something that I never really got to experience with him at first, was because when I was first coming around to the fish fam, like I was looking for the conversations. I was looking for uh people's fish questions because I,
Yes, fish content. You're not going to find fish content there, but
well, I meant like I was really looking for the people that were asking all the fish questions because I I felt really good being able to answer questions for people. I felt good being helpful, and I wanted to help other people be better at being a fish keeper. And so that's what I was looking for. And so when I was seeing his streams, there was like one or two people, and he was pretty much just saying, "Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit the like button and subscribe." And I was just looking for a little bit more than that. And so I would just
right.
move on and never really watch the guy. And yeah, no, you're totally right. Is when you actually do get in and he does finally start, talking about stuff, like you get some really awesome stories from it.
Right. And, he's someone who needs the community. He was a caregiver to his mother for years, and she just recently passed away, and he has lost so many people in the last 6 months,
I know.
year.
I see
It's
him reach out.
really sad.
He reaches out to the fish fam so much, and there's just so many people that
He's
just ignore him.
he's very grateful when you speak openly about it and say, I'm so sorry for what you're going through. And he wants to talk about it. And sometimes he doesn't, but, you can kind of tell. And he's always very grateful. And, you
But he's
know,
somebody that needs the acknowledgement, and they need the support. And
right.
sometimes people don't always give that. And you know
He
I
wasn't,
try to make an effort that when he says hi to me, I always try to actually physically type in hi back to him, because I know that that's something that he needs. And also also if I don't, he'll just continue to say hi to me. But some people, most people, they say hi to me, they understand that I am, saying hello back, even though I don't actually type it in, because I don't just like to type in a whole bunch of stuff all the time and just say hi, 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 hi to every individual person.
yeah. I just do, regardless of if I've said it a half hour earlier. I just figure, there are people out there who maybe that's the only time anyone's acknowledged them all day.
Yeah.
I know a heck of a lot of the people that I say hello to a million times have very full lives, and I just don't decide to pick and choose. I just tell everyone hello. If I tell them hello 100 times, I figure it never hurts to be nice.
Yep.
At
It
least for
never.
that 1 second, they know I'm thinking of them and I am acknowledging that they matter. For that 1 second, what's the harm to me? None. So, all right. Well, it's getting late. Thank you
Yes.
for having me up. I appreciate it.
Thank you for
And
joining me and saying what you wanted to say.
yeah, thanks for letting me have the time. And I will see you around in chat.
Okay. Bye bye now. I'll give her one more second to join us back again here in the actual chat. But I just wanted to, I didn't think I was going to be ended up going 20 minutes past time. In fact, I wasn't sure I was going to even make it through the entire live stream. But thank you so much, Nona, for jumping up there at the end and sharing your thoughts. Thank you, everybody, for joining me here in chat. I I'm not surprised Gina never hopped up. I'm not surprised at all because this talking about this stuff is hard. So I appreciate all of you. I love all of you. You guys, all of you, even those of you that haven't said anything this entire time. This stream has always had at least 10 people watching that haven't even said anything. Because there's always been at least 15 to 20 viewers the entire video and only about 3 or 4 people talking. I appreciate all of you, whether you said anything or you didn't. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your talents. And I appreciate you being here. So, all of you be good. And I got one final video to close this out. So, goodbye, everybody. I will see you next week on an actual normal episode of Fish and Friends. Hopefully, we'll be able to talk about some more fun stuff versus all these, sad things. But until I see you guys next week, so long and goodbye, my friend.
It is also perfectly fine if you can say Mridul or Mridul, but well, I prefer Mridul.